Hey guys, welcome back. So recently I saw a video called "Why University Graduates Like Me Ended Up Working in a Warehouse." So this is a guy who went to China. Think he's, I think he's probably not British, but it seems like he did live in UK. But some commentators said that he's from Eastern Europe. But anyways, the guy went to China because he met a Chinese girl in university, and he was supposed to be a sound engineer. So he studied sound engineering. I think he also got a job in sound engineering. And then what happened was that, you know, he met this Chinese girl who was also in university, and she couldn't stay in UK. So he went to China and did uh, 10 years, I think, of English teaching. And I was like, oh my god, why do you do English teaching for 10 years? Because everybody in China kind of knows now these days the English teachers are there just for the chicks. And So what happened, obviously, you see what China had been through recently, with the COVID lockdowns and then the economy not doing well, everybody's leaving. So all the expats have left China pretty much. I don't know anybody who's there right now. When I went to China was what 2014 was a lot of expats. Like China was supposed to be the happening place, isn't it? And so yeah, like this guy who went there and then he didn't. He What surprised me is he didn't really get another job. That's not English teaching. I mean, so what happened then is he wasted all these 10 years in English teaching, and he went back to UK, and then he said he's now working in a warehouse for 3 years, and I'm like, what the heck? Um, and then I was thinking, yeah, there is nothing much you can do. So what does this story tell us? This story tells us that you when you go to places like China, don't think like just because like China is growing and there'll be so many opportunities. No, that was probably what happened in the past. But nowadays there's no opportunities there. What happened in the past was there's a lot of companies going to China and they would hire foreigners and pay them really quite well. And what I'm surprised is that this guy didn't get any of that opportunities. Just a couple of examples of what my friends did. One guy works for Goldman Sachs in Hong Kong. He was earning what, 4 million Hong Kong dollars a year. Um, you know, and compared to this guy in the warehouse, I mean, like, why did he stuck to teaching English so long? Like, teaching, I would think it's something like a year or two. You do it and then you do move on to something else. And obviously now he's back in UK because no one wants to raise a kids in China, man. Like, no one wants to raise kids in a communist country, man. Like, and also you got this bad system of education. So that's why you see all the wealthy families in China, they're sending their kids abroad, right? Sending them to America. Why? Well, you know why, right? If you know China. So yeah, that's my take of the situation. I mean, it's sad because a lot of my other friends, they also work for, like, good companies in Shanghai, and then they move down to Hong Kong, and they earn much more money than being an English teacher in China, and also gain more skills too. So this guy just goes back to the warehouse, and now he's saying the university degree doesn't give him opportunity. No, it's not about university degree. It's because you went to China and you went there taught English. So people in the places like in UK, they don't really see that as a positive, I guess. That's all my take. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you've been to China, worked there, where did you work? Did you work for international company? What did you do? Did you do marketing? Did you do procurement? Did you do? I mean, there's a lot of things in China. Like my friends were doing supply chain. Some people were doing um, like customer support for international companies. Some of my friends are doing export import, all different kind of stuff. So and some of them engineering, big companies. So let me know what you guys think. Did China help you in any shape or form after you've been there? Uh, you know, how did it help, and what are you doing right now?
Less if you're lucky. But I was in there, I was in that world. And then I moved to China. Why? For love. Sounds a bit like a movie, doesn't it? I suppose it does. And this part I absolutely don't regret. So my wife, we were dating at that time for quite a few years. We met in university, and then her student visa expired. She couldn't find a job here, so she had to go back to China. And out of love, I followed her. And I absolutely don't regret it. Like I said, it was a very interesting, very inspiring 5 years. It made me go out of my comfort zone. It opened my eyes to a whole different world, which actually inspired me to start this YouTube channel in the first place. If you check back in my backlog of videos, there's a whole lot of China stuff. Was it 27? With no experience of working in the UK, basically, except that little, studio runner job, which is, as I said, basically a glorified waiter. My experience in China didn't count for much. Well, maybe it does. The point is, I needed a job ASAP.
No, the experience didn't count nothing, because if the experience in China did count a lot, but then there would be we would have he wouldn't be working in a warehouse, right? Um, that's the problem. Like a lot of people are how do you say, fascinated by walking and maybe living in China, but then what has happening when they go, like this guy, when they went back to UK, they end up in working a warehouse. So what's the point? They just wasted wait the working in China does nothing. Yeah.
And when you need a job ASAP in the UK, you will take whatever you can get. The job market for good jobs is so competitive, and we'll talk about it in a bit, that you could be waiting months and months going through the application process and then finally waiting for the result, which may end up negative. I had none of that time. I needed to get a job ASAP. So the short answer is, out of necessity, I ended up working in a warehouse.
Yeah, that's how that worked, because the experience in China, the work experience, did contribute nothing to the companies in the UK. They don't value it, right? So what's the point of, working in China? I don't get it. Even some of my friends who not English teachers and they work in some Chinese companies, they still their experience is not valued by the UK companies. So if he wanted a job ASAP, I guess he could have planned it better, but there's no other way. I mean, that's what I've been saying all along. The guys, don't go to China just because you think China's growing quickly. There's a lot of opportunities. You know, don't go there. Make a careful decision to go there to China. Now I know friends who work in Goldman Sachs in Hong Kong. They're making lot of money, but they don't need to go to UK working warehouse, right? They could buy a £5 million house in London if they want. Why need to work in UK for them? So yeah, this is Terrible.
Now, I quickly alluded to it just now. This is not a me issue. This is not a personal struggle. This is not a UK issue. This is happening on a massive, massive scale. And I've got some interesting articles in.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, what's happening here is people they like what he's referring to, like the good jobs, right? I'm guessing over 50K pounds. So I don't know how much is that in dollars, maybe 80, 100, 80 to $90. Um, so these jobs they want people like that already been in the industry, like because especially in with UK experience, right? So I don't know if he's had any industry experience, whatever industry job he's going for. I don't think it sounds like he doesn't have it. So then that's the problem that you guess if you want job ACP, people take advantage of you. So yeah, that's my take of situation. I mean, if you really do need to go to China, think of a way out because it's difficult to get out. Everybody's trying to get out of China right now. So think of get out. Okay, first you can go to Hong Kong, and yeah. So that's my take.